Hello, hello, and good morning. Excuse me. Good afternoon. I usually come to you with the Monday motivation in the morning, but it's later this afternoon. Welcome here once again to Monday Motivation here with Contessa Brown of Countess Wellness, your holistic wellness therapist and coach. I want to allow this Monday motivation to be a check-in, a moment for pause, a moment for breath, especially with the recent tragic incident that happened at Brown University. Now, before I even go forward with anything that I would like to vocalize or say, I'm going to offer a moment of silence for the two individuals who lost their life, and as well for the individuals who are recovering in the hospitals from their injuries. Now, ironically, it's kind of a little difficult to remain present as there's nothing but choppers and helicopters patrolling and surveilling around the area for safety reasons, of course. I'm at my office that's right off of Waterman. Literally, that little corner that they show on the film is right there. It's literally 5-minute walk from my office. So, bravery, right? Being able to come and press through in the midst of my own reservations. Now, there's a lot that is going on. We are shaken because this is not anything that we had anticipated to ever happen in our neck of the woods. And there's a lot of questions, there's a lot of uncertainty, there's a lot of inconsistencies, and that can raise a lot of stress and anxiety. Some things that do come up as well is, if you are wondering why your body may be a little bit exhausted, if you are wondering why you are deeply impacted as a human being and had not been directly there or impacted, just know that's totally fine. That's just you being a human and connecting. I'll talk about it a little bit later, which is vicarious trauma. I'll read it right here about what exactly that is. But we are all connected, interconnected, and we all feel something, whether it's deeply or whether it's even just the awareness, the cognitive load of the awareness. It can definitely make you very overwhelmed. It can make you feel exhausted, and that is totally normal. Just want to affirm that with you guys. I also want to affirm those that may feel guilty, like, why should I feel this heavy because I've never, I wasn't even a part of it. I wasn't even in the scene or whatever have you, right? I want to affirm you that your humanness is normal. Your connectedness is normal. And there is actually some science behind this. It's called vicarious trauma or secondary trauma, or especially for persons that are in the field, in the helping field, compassion fatigue. So let me just read this to you. Hey Jay, how are you? Vicarious trauma and emotional and psychological impact experienced by individuals who are indirectly exposed to the traumatic experiences of others, often leading to symptoms similar to those of direct trauma survivors. Once again, this is something that's also known as secondary trauma or compassion fatigue. This occurs when individuals absorb the emotional pains of others, particularly those who have experienced trauma. This phenomenon is common among professionals in the fields such as healthcare, social work, law enforcement, and emergency services, where they frequently encounter distressing narratives and traumatic events. However, it can also affect friends and family members of trauma survivors, as well as anyone who is exposed to traumatic content through media or personal relationships. So this is normal. This is normal to feel this distress. This is normal to feel like as if there's some type of hypervigilance and you don't know how to explain it. It's normal. I like to use the example, of course, we know, like, recently, it was an anniversary of Sandy Hook, right? And there's also other traumatic experiences that we have seen. George Floyd, right? Trayvon Martin, different things that we weren't in those regions, and those are thousands and thousands of miles away. But because we were able to witness, especially during the pandemic when everybody was shut in and was able to see everything on their social media, through social media, through the news, through every single outlet that was available, we were exposed to those images. And we're still exposed to images of even most recent heinous crimes and hate. And it can be absorbed because we're witnessing through our eyes, how is something like this happening like this? Like, how is this allowed? Why is this happening? We get overwhelmed. We have all these questions, right? Because of our human lived experience and interconnectedness. We can try to compartmentalize. It is a healthy coping mechanism, but we cannot fully dissociate. We can't. On a humanistic level, and even on a physiological level, okay, cognitively, okay, you may have put it out of mind, out of sight, out of mind. Okay, great. But your body knows. Your body picks up on these things, and it will be able to absorb this. So if you're wondering why you feel lethargic and slow in your body, although you may have compartmentalized it, your body was like, no, slow it down. Something's not right. Hey, Frederick. Hey, Jay. Hello, Pastor Cynthia. How are you? There's a reason for this, right? We cannot fully dissociate ourselves from what other humans are experiencing. We just can't. This is when we do get to rise to the occasion. Be there for persons that needed to have a listening ear, a shoulder to cry on. Be able to be there in their need in whatever capacity that is. If you're spiritual, prayer, right? Being able to uplift and provide some type of support. This is, it really dawned on me, and I talked about it with my supervisor, like, briefly. I was like, wow, we literally are the first line of defense when it comes to these human crises, while we're also navigating this as humans ourselves. It's a privilege and an honor to be able to do that, and also it's a huge responsibility. And so I'm like thinking, okay, how am I taking care of myself so that way I can take care of my clients? And so I had a slow morning. I made myself breakfast. Normally when I'm stressed out, I like to eat fat food. But I was like, no, let me be kind to my body even though I'm feeling this, right? So I cooked myself a nice breakfast. Before I got to the office, I got one of my favorite refreshers from Dunkin' Donuts. I have the stress relief eucalyptus. So as I'm like putting the lotion on, I could take time to just breathing in slowly and breathe out slowly to take care of myself so I could take care of others. And what I had suggested to some of my people or some of my clients today is, if you are able to, reduce your social media consumption, because it will consume you. It will overwhelm you. It will keep you in that state of hypervigilance. So if you're able to, be connected with what you need to be connected to as far as for updates, especially if you're a student, right? Stick with your student, updates with the university updates. Take care of yourself. What can that look like? Expressing yourself artistically. Actually, that's what I did last night. I did like a nice just pastel, because I like to play with pastels because the tactileness and rubbing on the paper and stuff like that. Using expressive arts as a means to express yourself. Movements, being able to discharge that discomfort out of your body, even if it's just temporary. Going for a walk if you're in an area where it's safe to do so. If you are able to, listen to music that really helps you to feel at home or connected. For me, I played worship music. That's what helped me for myself this morning. So whatever gets you in the comfort zone, whether it's neo soul or, punk rock or, country, whatever it is to help you kind of just like center and ground yourself, do that. This is a really difficult time for us all here in the little state of Rhode Island. This shook a lot of us to our core. And I can't help but wonder and hope that something like this can help us to bring us closer rather than divide us. Because I'm telling y'all, we are so divided as a country. And I felt like the last time we was united was a crisis, the pandemic. Why does it have to be something so tragic that happens to help us feel compassion for one another and be connected to one another and help one another? Why? Why does it have to get to this point to feel that way? Just want to offer some solace, some peace, and some confirmation of what you are going through, what we are going through collectively. If you are able to, put some words of encouragement in the comments for people so maybe they could read it later to be uplifted. If you feel like this could be something helpful to others, share this video among your networks. But most importantly, what your soul work will be this week is be intentional with connecting with people. We're so on these little devices right here. Be intentional with a hello, a hi, a smile, something to connect and show love and compassion in a time that we all feel very shaken and saddened. Okay, y'all, I'm about to get ready just to prepare myself for my next session at 4 o'clock. Keep us in this field lifted in prayer as well. And pray for those who lost their loved ones to this tragedy. Whew. That's beautiful, pretty girl. I'm going to read what Pretty Girl Hardy puts in the comments real quickly. Traumatic events create scars, but scars are not the end. They are the beginning. Let us begin to show up different. The world is cruel, but love is still power. That is powerful, Sister Queen. Thank you so much for sharing such a powerful statement and sentiment. Okay, you guys, thank you for tuning in. I will talk to you guys next Monday. Motivation. Bye-bye.